Maybe that'll do it. Maybe. This webcam, I swear, death of me. For some reason just doesn't want to work when I want it to work. Today we're diving into something that's been fucking with scholars for centuries. No, it's not their student loan interest rates. It's the Yich Manuscript. Yeah, that creepy little book with doodles of weird plants, naked ladies bathing like they're in some medieval spa, and a language so uncrackable it makes Game of Thrones Dothraki look like basic bitch French. You already know how this is going to go. By the end of this, you're going to want to get some popcorn, Google everything I just told you, and then probably fall into a deep, dark Reddit hole. But before that, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and because I'm not making you decode some cryptic language to get this, you better hit that notification bell to stay in the loop. All right, let's jump into this mystery, controversy, and shit-talking because the Yich Manuscript might just be the world's biggest prank. Or maybe the answer to life itself. Who knows? No one. That's the problem. All right, first, what is this thing? The Yich Manuscript is a cryptic 240-page book that looks like someone's drunk uncle made an alien-themed coloring book. No joke. It's written in a language no one understands. And when I say no one, I'm not talking about one friend who failed Spanish 3 times in high school. I'm talking about top-tier cryptologists. I'm talking about geniuses, code breakers, the people who cracked the Nazi Enigma machine. They're all looking at this thing and being like, yeah, nah, I'm out. The manuscript was found in 1912 by this guy named Wilfrid Yich. Because why name it something easy, like the big old mysterious book of mysteries, when we can just name it after the guy who happened to buy it? This guy was a book dealer, aka someone who buys and sells rare books, which sounds sketchy to me already. Like, how are you buying ancient manuscripts like people buy sneakers from a Foot Locker drop-off? Now, Wilfrid was stoked. He was like, yo, I got something hot here. He was all over it. This dude thought he had just found the key to some next-level ancient knowledge, or at least a sick NFT concept. But plot twist, he had no idea what the fuck it said either. Here's where the shit gets real. Over the years, everyone from historians to conspiracy theorists to probably that one guy from Ancient Aliens has even thrown his 2 cents into this damn book. I'm talking every wild theory you can imagine. And trust me, the Reddit community for the Yich Manuscript goes hard. So let's break it down. Some people think it's a medicinal guide. Like, hey, here's how to cure that medieval rash you got from whatever medieval people were doing back then. Which, first of all, gross. Second, they think the weird plants and diagrams in the book are ancient herbology. Yeah, like some Hogwarts shit. Except way less useful, since nobody knows what any of the plants are. We've got historians saying, oh, these drawings are super stylized. Bro, they look like a 7-year-old drew them. If this is medicinal, it's like someone's giving us ancient WebMD advice with crayon drawings. But wait, it gets better. Some people think it's a book for women's health, specifically midwives. Yep, you heard me. Naked women in bathtubs could actually be some medieval spa day meets gynecology textbook. Imagine getting your medical advice from a book that looks like a Pinterest fan. Oh, you've got a fever? Just soak in this vague bath drawn by a child with a broken wrist. Now we've got the theory that this is some high-level Leonardo da Vinci work. Oh yeah, because it's always Leonardo da Vinci, right? Whenever some historical mystery comes up, people act like da Vinci was just running around in the 15th century being an artist, a scientist, a code breaker, time traveler, vampire slayer, and now the author of a secret manuscript. Listen, I love Da Vinci as much as the next guy. The dude was a genius. But are we really going to sit here and act like he had time to write some gibberish language about plants that don't exist while he was inventing helicopters 400 years too early? Come on, fam. Let the man paint the Mona Lisa in peace. And here it is, the conspiracy theory we've all been waiting for. Aliens. Because of course. Thanks for joining, y'all. This theory is the Hail Mary of the... Don't forget to please like and subscribe to the channel, brah. Von Yich Manuscript. When in doubt, it's space people. So apparently those scholars, well, internet scholars, let's be real, think the language of the manuscript is too advanced for humans to understand. Oh, okay, sure. Because obviously, if we can't figure it out, that means extraterrestrials are behind it. You heard it here first, folks. If you failed calculus, blame ET. But really, it's wild how many people are convinced this is an alien manual. Like, here's how to grow Martian kale, make some intergalactic smoothies, and take care of your spaceship health. Come on, guys. Have you seen this book? It's not even in Comic Sans. It's written in what looks like medieval version of Wingdings. You're telling me that aliens came all the way to give us a book that looks like doodles on a bathroom stall? I'm calling bullshit. All right, buckle up, because here's where I'm really gonna go off. What if, and stick with me here, the whole thing is a sick prank? You ever think about that? Like, what if some medieval dude was bored out of his skull one day, decided to throw a little chaos into the world, and just started writing down random shit to mess with the future? People act like hoaxes are some modern thing, but medieval trolls existed too, right? And if anyone's pulling a long con here, it's the original owner, Holy Roman Emperor Rudolph II. Yeah, that guy. He paid a fat stack of gold to buy this thing back in the day. Homeboy thought he had a magical book of secrets. Meanwhile, the dude who sold it to him, probably doing this 16th century version of a TikTok prank, laughing his ass off with a mug of ale. If you ask me, this book is the original Ligma. Yeah, it's a Ligma joke from the Middle Ages, and we've all fallen for it for centuries. What's next? Are we going to find out the pyramids is just an Egyptian meme? And Stonehenge is a giant game of Jenga that was never finished? I mean, damn. Here's another spicy theory. Wilfred Von Yich, the guy who found the book, might have been in on it too. Yeah, you heard me. People act like he just discovered this thing, but maybe, just maybe, my guy Wilfred was scheming, yo. He was a book dealer, y'all. Dude was flipping manuscripts like he was a sneaker hustler. And you think he wouldn't throw in some creative marketing to up the value? Oh, look at me. I just found a super mysterious book. No, I didn't know what it says. But hey, it's got to be worth something, somewhere, right? Yeah, sure, Wilfred. And I'm Santa Claus. I'm telling you, the whole thing smells like a setup. I mean, how else do you explain it? The fact that scholars have been looking at this thing for well over 100 years and it's still unsolved. Meanwhile, the same scholars are solving codes left, right, and center, yet they can't crack this. It's like trying to beat a video game on expert mode with the cheat codes unlocked. Guys, this is getting wild, right? So before I drop more heat, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment if you think aliens, trolls, or Leonardo da Vinci wrote this whole mess. I want to know what you think, because my head is about to explode over here. So where does this leave us? I'll tell you where. It leaves us with one undeniable truth. The Von Yich Manuscript is the world's greatest mystery, or the world's most expensive prank. Let's be real here. Whenever something doesn't make sense, follow the money. And trust me, there's a lot of cash tied to this mystery. Scholars, collectors, and even the entertainment industry have been capitalizing on this cryptic book for centuries. You've got people out here writing papers, making documentaries, selling books, all trying to decode this thing that could very well be bullshit. I mean, let's face it. The Von Yich Manuscript is like the Fire Festival for historical documents. Lots of hype and zero payoff. And look, I'm not saying I've got it all figured out, but if you ask me, the dude who sold it to Emperor Rudolph back in the day was probably just some medieval hype beast, flipping a useless manuscript for a stack of gold. Meanwhile, we're over here in 2024 still trying to figure out if it's an ancient scientific journal, an alien instruction manual, or medieval IKEA catalog. Okay, hold on. I got one last theory. If you thought this was the end of the controversy, buckle up, because I'm about to throw you a big curve. What if? Stay with me here. This whole undecipherable manuscript thing is just a modern day scam. Yeah, I said it. What if we've got some modern day poster out here adding pages to the book, keeping the mystery alive to sell more books, documentaries, and coffee table replicas? I mean, think about it. How do we even know all 240 pages are from the original? What if some art school dropout found the Von Yich Manuscript in his grandma's attic and decided to throw in a couple doodles to mess with us? Maybe the real genius behind the Von Yich Manuscript isn't some medieval monk, It's whomever's keeping this hype train rolling in the 21st
Join me on
century.
YouTube
Hell,
right now,
if
guys.
I was
Live there.
sitting on $1 million mystery book, I'd probably milk that cash cow too. Forget about solving it. Keep it unsolved. Keep the money
30
coming.
days, that's it.
All right,
Oh, man.
now that I've blown your mind with all these theories, some legit, some wild, here's what I need you to do. If
There
you're
we
feeling
go.
the vibe of this crazy dive into historical nonsense, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment with your theory on what the Von Yich manuscript really
thumbnail.
is, and share the video with friends who love a
you,
good
baby.
mystery, or at least a good
Oh, yeah.
scam. Don't let me be the only one
First
staying up
gifter
at
of the
night
month.
thinking about this medieval enigma. And if you decode the thing
Ooh,
after
look at that.
watching this, bro, just give me a shout out in your Nobel Prize speech, all right? Look, at the end of the day, the Von Yich manuscript might be the biggest troll in history. Or it might actually contain some world-changing knowledge that we just can't understand.
Fresh.
Either way, it's given us all a headache. And for now, that's what makes it fun. Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and remember, if someone's trying to sell you a book that you can't even read, they might just be scamming you. Peace out, weirdos. We'll see you next time.
Oh, damn. Bye, Felicia. Give me a call, guys. You got a new phone yet? All right, let's see another. I want to see another video on this Von Yich manuscript. The Y files, of course they have them.
For 600 years, the Voynich manuscript has stumped scholars, cryptographers, physicists, computer scientists, pretty much everybody. Now a researcher in Germany has claimed to have finally decoded the most mysterious book in the world.
Congrats.
He did? What's
Actually,
it
I
say?
got great news yesterday. My boss finally contacted me. I thought the guy fucking
Welcome to
hated
the
me,
Y-Files,
honestly.
where smart
Like,
folks like
you
us
know, all these,
come to
like,
laugh
you know,
and learn.
just
Have the
nice
secrets of the
messages.
Voynich manuscript
Once
finally been
every,
revealed?
you know,
Well, a
2
German
weeks, how you
Egyptologist
doing,
claims
bud?
he
This
solved
and
it.
that.
Has he?
You know, let him know you still
He
got a
thinks so.
friend in me, even
First,
though
some
it's slow
background.
season.
The Voynich manuscript
guy
is a
finally calls me
240-page
yesterday
medieval
and says, "We're
codex
opening
written
up
in
the
an
restaurant
indecipherable
on
language
October
full of bizarre
So, like, 4 days
drawings of
from now, which
strange
is great,
plants,
but
astrological
it's not
symbols,
gonna be-
and lots of
I'm not going to
naked
be there.
women.
It's going to be a
Ooh, is there a
skeleton crew for the
centerfold?
first
Actually,
month.
there is.
Spicy.
And then my
The
mom
Voynich
comes here
manuscript
5
defies
weeks today,
classification
and she's
and has
going to
also
stay in my new
defied
apartment
comprehension.
here
Everybody's taking a
with
shot
me
at
for
this.
like 2 weeks before
Cryptologists,
she
FBI
gets to her
operatives,
place.
respected
All right.
medievalists,
She decided to
mathematic
come a
and
little
scientific
early.
scholars,
You guys come
skilled
early this
linguists.
year? I said,
They've all been
"Well,
left
you're going to be
stumped.
bored
Even
as
Alan
fuck.
Turing took
So
a
why don't
crack
you
at
just
it and came
exit
up short.
cold?
So sorry.
Here.
A book written in an unknown language no one has been able to decode, with crumbling
Actually, you know,
pages made
before I
of
smoked
bound
this cigarette,
calfskin dating back to the
this old
15th century,
cigarette,
you'd probably picture something out of a
Chris,
Nicolas Cage movie.
you're the very first.
What you
Merry
might not
Christmas
picture
this
is a
year.
book filled with whimsical illustrations of
2 months
nude
ago.
women in bathtubs, bathtubs with windows, bathtubs shaped like ovaries, bathtubs oozing green
Come over to
liquid, bathtubs,
YouTube.
bathtubs,
Subscribe to
bathtubs
me.
everywhere. These, along with
Come on,
drawings
it
of
helps right now. It
star-shaped
really helps. All
flowers
the
and
comments
wild
and
green vines, they're all kind
everything
of
helps.
tucked inside the pages. The mysterious book has been divided into sections by historians:
Anyway, let's go.
herbal, astrological, pharmacological, and balneological.
Balneological. The study of balls?
The study of baths.
Ah, that makes more sense.
The herbal section is thick with elaborate drawings of unrecognized plants. They're twisted and spiky with dripping leaves and wide petals. And one drawing, there's some kind of reptilian sea creature who looks like a mix between a dragon and a seahorse, is chewing on one of the leaves.
Looks like whoever made this book was also making funny tea with those plants.
That would answer some questions. In the astrological section, pages fold out into massive charts of the night sky with complicated constellations intertwined with doodles of naked women holding stars and emerging from tubes.
Wait. Is this the centerfold you were talking about?
Yep.
No mermaids and nothing?
Nope.
Bit of a letdown.
You need a girlfriend.
Well, let's go to the store and pick one out.
That's not a healthy way to start a relationship.
If she doesn't work out, we'll exchange her for a new one.
You can't do that.
Right. How many times have you said you'd like to
Come
trade
on,
your
babe,
wife
we'll watch
in
some
for a
cool
new
stuff
No.
over here. I'm just live here to kill some
Some
time
say
until
the
today.
astrological part is the
Then
book's
dick
most
out, baby.
translatable section.
Dick.
It features constellations like Pisces, Taurus, and Sagittarius, but they're a little bit off. And the balneological section is by far the
Dick
most
out.
bizarre. You've got naked women floating, swimming, drowning, and resting in all kinds of baths. And the baths are cake-shaped baths or holes in the ground, winding river-like pipes, and baths shaped like a woman's reproductive system. This section is the most famous in the manuscript, and it's easy to see why. People have wondered for centuries why the author was so fascinated with women in bathtubs.
This is giving me some ideas for a new fishbowl design.
Nope, don't even...
How good are you at blowing glass?
Oh, I'm not blowing anything for you. The last section, the pharmacological section, is almost all text in Voynich cheese.
Is Voynich cheese made by cows or goats?
Well, technically, it was made by a man.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
Yeah.
Voynich cheese is written from left to right, and although it's never been officially deciphered, there's definitely a structure to it. Researchers have concluded that the language has 20 to 25 distinct letters, but nobody's been able to figure out how the letters fit together. According to cryptanalyst Elizabeth Friedman in 1962, anyone who attempts to translate it is doomed to utter frustration.
Same goes for trying to understand a YouTube algorithm.
Can't argue with that. The theories about the Voynich manuscript are all over the place. Some think the book was written by philosophers in a secret code only they could understand. But my favorite theory is...
aliens!
Yep, if you Google Voynich plus aliens, you get all kinds of great stuff. Because it contains a language that cannot be found anywhere else on the planet, and given the fact that the ancient manuscript depicts star charts that are unknown to us, the Voynich manuscript could have been created by a being not from Earth, who during the 1400s crash landed here. Knowing that humans didn't have the necessary technology to help him return to his planet, maybe the alien visitor decided to chronicle his remaining life on Earth inside the manuscript.
E.T.'s coloring book. Oh, I love the internet.
After hundreds of years of failed attempts to translate it, no theory was really off the table. But this June, one man claimed to have cracked the code once and for all. According to German Egyptologist Rainer Hannig, Voynich is actually based in Hebrew. He concluded that the text must be a Semitic language, and given the European imagery in the book's illustrations, he narrowed the options to Arabic, Aramaic, or Hebrew, which were languages spoken by the European scholars of the Middle Ages. After identifying a connection between certain Voynich characters in Hebrew, he managed to translate the first few words and then full sentences. It will be years, Hannig says, before the full manuscript will be translated.
So, what's it say?
Mostly gibberish. Experts in ancient Hebrew are not convinced that Hannig cracked anything. They've poked more than a few holes in his translation and said he's taken quite a few liberties with the language to try to derive meaning where it just doesn't exist.
I'm wrong again! Wrong about us!
Over the past few decades, at least 60 Voynich solutions have been published. So far, all of them have been debunked. In 2019, David Cheshire, a research associate at the University of Bristol in England, thought the book was written in a language lost to time, a predecessor to modern English and Spanish. He told Romance Studies, "When I realized the magnitude of the achievement, it was like a eureka moment." And Cheshire's news hit the media like a tsunami, and was debunked with the same amount of force. Botched research and a rush to publication added up to a pretty embarrassing mess. And as stated in Ars Technica after the fallout, another day, another dubious claim that someone has decoded the Voynich manuscript. In 2017, television writer Nicholas Gibbs made international news when he claimed to have solved the mystery. Gibbs believed that the book is a woman's health manual and the language is actually made up of Latin abbreviations. Now, the woman's health book theory might hold some merit. I mean, why else would you doodle ovaries and a bunch of fallopian tubes?
Unless you're Jackie Treehorn. And Lebowski fans get it.
But the Latin abbreviation idea was less convincing. Latin experts found his translations to be pretty much nonsense. This wasn't too much of a shock. Gibbs didn't have a lot of credibility to begin with. He was studying the text for a television show and lacked real experience in historical text decoding. So
TV producers think they know everything.
even the Hebrew theory has been brought up and shut down before. In 2016, two computer scientists announced that they had successfully translated the entire sentences of the book from Hebrew. How did they test their theory? Well, they typed every Hebrew letter they recognized into Google Translate. According to their findings, the first sentence of the manuscript reads, "She made recommendations to the priest, man of the house, and me, and people."
Seems legit.
It wasn't. Hebrew experts reviewed this work and said the translation wasn't even close. Now, while the language of the Voynich manuscript remains unknown, the book's history is slightly less mysterious, although there's still a few hundred years not accounted for. Historians at the University of Arizona have carbon dated the book to the 15th century, between 1404 and 1438, and clues such as the style of the illustrations, the type of pigments and paints used, and the calfskin that the text was written on all indicate it probably originated in northern Italy. The Voynich first appears in the historical record in the late 16th century when Holy Roman Emperor Rudolph II purchased the book, and the imperial physician's signature is visible on the first page of the text, so we know he probably had it. It then passed into the hands of George Beresque, an alchemist from Prague who referred to the book as a certain riddle of the Sphinx that was uselessly taking up space. When Beresque's heir inherited the manuscript, he sent it to an Egyptian hieroglyphics expert in Rome for help decoding the text.
Did he decode it?
He did not. He said it couldn't be cracked.
Oh, man. Well, they weren't kidding.
The manuscript then disappeared for 250 years, finally resurfacing when it was purchased by Polish book dealer Wilfred Voynich in 1912, and Voynich dedicated his life to deciphering it, and eventually the book was named after him. For a time, some people believed that Voynich himself wrote the manuscript, hoping to sell the medieval mystery for a lot of money, but carbon dating proved this theory impossible. The book was eventually donated to Yale's Beinecke Rare Book and Manuscript Library, where it remains today, capturing imaginations, igniting curiosities, and fueling controversies. While historians and cryptologists, linguists, and scientists continue their search for the Voynich manuscript's meaning, the most logical theory to me is that it was a hoax perpetrated on Emperor Rudolph by Edward Kelly, a medieval scam artist. Kelly would go into these trances where he claimed to be able to speak to angels, and other people would then write down what the angels said in their angel language.
Other people spoke this angel language?
Nope.
Then what did they write down?
Just, nonsense.
That is not at all helpful.
It's not. If the manuscript really is a transcription of one of these angel sessions, decoding it is going to be tricky.
Do angels even have a language?
Oh, some people in the comments are going to insist they do. You'll see. So the best cryptographers are stumped, computer scientists and all their tools have gotten nowhere, and experts in ancient languages have all hit dead ends. I guess all we have left to do is wait for an angel.
We were awaiting your arrival.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. My name is AJ, that's Hecklefish. This has been the Y-Files. If you had fun or learned anything today, do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button. It really helps out the channel. Until next time, be safe, be kind, and know that you are
7, 6. I don't get it.
Deep inside Yale University's Beinecke Rare Book and Manuscript Library lies the only copy of a 240-page tome. Recently carbon dated to around 1420, its vellum pages feature looping handwriting and hand-drawn images seemingly stolen from a dream. Real and imaginary plants, floating castles, bathing women, astrology diagrams, zodiac rings, and suns and moons with faces accompany the text. This 24 by 16 centimeter book is called the Voynich Manuscript, and it's one of history's biggest unsolved mysteries. The reason why? No one can figure out what it says. The name comes from Wilfred Voynich, a Polish bookseller who came across the document at a Jesuit college in Italy in 1912. He was puzzled. Who wrote it? Where was it made? What do these bizarre words and vibrant drawings represent? What secrets do its pages contain? He purchased the manuscript from the cash-strapped priest at the college and eventually brought it to the US, where experts have continued to puzzle over it for more than a century. Cryptologists say the writing has all the characteristics of a real language, just one that no one's ever seen before. What makes it seem real is that in actual languages, letters and groups of letters appear with consistent frequencies, and the language in the Voynich manuscript has patterns you wouldn't find from a random letter generator. Other than that, we know little more than what we can see. The letters are varied in style and height. Some are borrowed from other scripts, but many are unique. The taller letters have been named gallows characters. The manuscript is highly decorated throughout with scroll-like embellishments. It appears to be written by 2 or more hands, with the painting done by yet another party. Over the years, 3 main theories about the manuscript's text have emerged. The first is that it's written in cipher, a secret code deliberately designed to hide secret meaning. The second is that the document is a hoax, written in gibberish to make money off a gullible buyer. Some speculate the author was a medieval con man, others that it was Voynich himself. The third theory is that the manuscript is written in an actual language, but in an unknown script. Perhaps medieval scholars were attempting to create an alphabet for a language that was spoken, but not yet written. In that case, the Voynich manuscript might be like the Rongo-Rongo script invented on Easter Island, now unreadable after the culture that made it collapsed. Though no one can read the Voynich manuscript, that hasn't stopped people from guessing what it might say. Those who believe the manuscript was an attempt to create a new form of written language speculate that it might be an encyclopedia containing the knowledge of the culture that produced it. Others believe it was written by the 13th century philosopher Roger Bacon, who attempted to understand the universal laws of grammar. Or in the 16th century, by the Elizabethan mystic John Dee, who practiced alchemy and divination. More fringe theories hold that the book was written by a coven of Italian witches, or even by Martians. After 100 years of frustration, scientists have recently shed a little light on the mystery. The first breakthrough was the carbon dating. Also, contemporary historians have traced the provenance of the manuscript back through Rome and Prague to as early as 1612, when it was perhaps passed from Holy Roman Emperor Rudolph II to his physician Jacobus Sinapius. In addition to these historical breakthroughs, linguistic researchers recently proposed the provisional identification of a few of the manuscript's words. Could the letters beside these 7 stars spell Tarun, a name for Taurus, a constellation that includes the 7 stars called the Pleiades? Could this word be Centauron, for the centurion plant in the picture? Perhaps, but progress is slow. If we can crack its code, what might we find? The dream journal of a 15th century illustrator? A bunch of nonsense? Or the lost knowledge of a forgotten culture? What do you think it is?
That's it.
July 27th, 1960, New York City. Ethel Voynich, writer and musician, dies at her home at 450 West 24th Street, aged 96. Best known for her 1897 debut novel, The Gadfly, she left behind no children or close relatives, having outlived her husband by 3 decades. In accordance with her will, her body was cremated and her ashes scattered over Central Park. Her remaining possessions fell to her friend and companion, Anne Nill, with whom she had shared her apartment for the last third of her life. But amongst these possessions, there was one item that stood out. Over the last 30 years, its fate had troubled both Mrs. Voynich and her husband before her, so much so that it had remained sealed within a bank vault throughout much of this time. It comprised of a small manuscript bound in a plain brown cover that bore neither a title nor a name. Inside it was tucked a letter, the envelope of which contained a message written in Ethel's handwriting. Its text reads as follows: "Concerning the cipher manuscript, not to be opened till after my death, and then only by A.M. Nill or one other responsible person in place of her." At first glance, the manuscript in question appeared unimportant. Barely larger than a modern paperback, age and wear had reduced it to a sorry condition. Its plain cover hung limp and battered, whilst the parchment within was faded from centuries of age. In places, burrowing insects had dug small holes through its leaves, whilst its edges bore labels, stretch marks, and other blemishes left by its prior owners. Yet despite its lackluster outer appearance, the manuscript was unique. Beneath its drab cover lay page after page of meticulously drafted writing, transcribed in an unknown language. Along with these writings lay dozens of bizarre and often unidentifiable sketches, which in turn had been roughly daubed with paints of red, green, yellow, and blue. It was this combination of unreadable text and strange imagery that compelled Ethel's husband, the bookseller and former revolutionary Wilfred M. Voynich, to keep the manuscript within his possession for so long. For the rest of his life, he would attempt to decode it, hoping that by doing so he might entice a buyer to pay the astronomical sum he demanded. Between Ethel and himself, the manuscript remained in the Voynich's possession for over half a century. Yet within a year of Ethel's death, its new owner would sell it on for a small fortune. The buyer in turn hoped to resell it at a profit. But as with the Voyniches before him, this goal eluded him. By the end of the decade, he had given up. In 1969, he donated the book to Yale University, where it has remained the object of study by linguists and cryptographers alike. The arrival of the internet in the late 90s would bring the manuscript to the attention of the general public, and over the last 2 decades, interest in its content has only increased. In that time, large numbers of conspiracy theories have grown up around it, whilst dozens of more reputable observers have volunteered their own conclusions as to its content and origin.
Just an FYI, guys, my video on the subject comes out on Monday.
In 2019 alone, 2 more academics have come forward with claims of having solved the manuscript, though their findings have been met with dismissal by the wider Voynich community. Despite these repudiations, interest in the manuscript only continues to increase, as observers both serious and casual attempt to answer just one question. What does the Voynich manuscript say?
So slick. All right, hurry up, John.
In its long history, it has drawn the attention of Renaissance alchemists, turn-of-the-century revolutionaries, and leading cryptographers of both world wars. Throughout this time, its cipher has remained stubbornly intact, resisting both traditional code-breaking efforts and sophisticated computer analysis alike. So what is the Voynich manuscript? On face value, it appears as a small medieval codex, containing around 240 pages, whilst perhaps another 30 are now lost. These pages are roughly sorted into 18 quires, and are covered in carefully plotted text. Illustrations also appear in large quantities throughout the manuscript,
right here.
And several folios contain fold-out pages for this purpose.
Yay, hearts.
These illustrations are in turn coated in paints of blue, red, yellow, and green, which are often crudely applied.
I'm just sharing this.
And whilst the text itself remains undeciphered, these illustrations can be used to sort the manuscript into distinct sections.
Like usually the first live is like a half
an hour.
It
opens with an extensive botanical section, consisting of detailed drawings of plants and herbs.
Here to cover.
This section comprises a third of the entire manuscript, and is split into several parts, indicating that the current order of folios differs from the original. The second and third sections of the manuscript focus on cosmology and astrology, as indicated by the presence of recognizable zodiac symbols, along with detailed astrological charts. But it is the fourth section of the manuscript that has baffled scholars the most. Here, repeated drawings are shown of naked women bathing in strange intestine-like baths, which are in turn filled with an unknown green fluid. No exact analogue to these bathing arrangements has yet been demonstrated. The next section includes more images of herbs, along with what resemble traditional storage vessels used in medieval Europe.
You can hear this guy's clock.
The manuscript concludes with an extended block of text, known to scholars as the recipes section. In addition to these illustrations, the manuscript is littered throughout with other bizarre imagery. On one folio, a small image of a dragon can be seen, feeding on the leaves of a herb. On another, what appears to be a sketch of a corpse can be found in the bottom corner, whilst the largest fold-out contains images of a castle hidden within its diagrams. A more mundane example can be found in the margin of the final page of the manuscript, where a small image of a goat rests above that of a naked woman. In recent years, the manuscript has undergone sophisticated computational analysis in hopes of unlocking the text, along with detailed forensic examination.
Okay, that one is so boring, it's even fucking hard to watch. How long is this one? 30 minutes. 9 minutes. There we go.
What is the most mysterious book to date? Which historical manuscript to date remained undeciphered despite numerous efforts by historians, linguistics, and scientists? The Voynich Manuscript, which contains hidden text and images, has been considered the most enigmatic book in the world since the 15th century. This was true until someone developed the correct tool, artificial intelligence. But what's so special about this script, and how did AI assist in solving it? What message has the manuscript kept from us the entire time? In the modern era of WhatsApp chatting, encryption is a familiar term. The chatting app encrypts messages you send to your friends so they cannot be deciphered by any third party. Encryption makes your conversation pose enigmatic to trespassers or intruders. You might be surprised to learn that the idea of encryption is nothing new, and that our forefathers felt the need to keep the messages they exchanged among themselves hidden from prying eyes. Message encryption and cryptography were first mentioned in an inscription carved around 1900 BC in the main chamber of Khnumhotep II's tomb in Egypt. Throughout the inscription, the scribe substituted strange hieroglyphs for the more typical ones. The goal, according to academics, was probably to alter the message's form so that it would appear dignified rather than conceal the message entirely. But it continues to hold the distinction
Is that you,
of
Kyle
being the first
Mack?
encryption method.
Olay.
Most significant early civilizations have some evidence of cryptography, according to historians. For instance, Kautilya's famous treatise on statecraft, Arthashastra, outlines India's spy agency and even refers to assigning spies tasks in secret writing. Moving forward to circa 100 BCE, Julius Caesar frequently communicated with his army generals stationed at the front lines using a form of encryption. This substitution cipher, which became known as the Caesar cipher, was one of the most well-liked in antiquity.
You can comment here if you're here, Kyle Mack. Yeah, you are here, man. All right. Sorry, buddy. I was just kind of watching the video there. I'm actually sharing it out as well, man. Yeah, but I've been doing live streams for 2.5 years now. I live in Mexico. I've been here 6 years, buddy. And it's paid my rent, man. It's badass. Like, I got a great place right near the beach, boy. It says I could not send this to you on Facebook. But yeah, buddy, I just fucking took 10 days off. 10 fucking days. I only started this channel 2 months ago, and I just took fucking 10 days off, man. Dengue fever. I don't know if you know what it is, but I don't recommend it. Right down the beach, boy. You fucking know. Oh, man. I'm sorry to hear about your cat, buddy. That's a shame. Saw that post of the day. I was like, I actually remember when you got that cat. No joke. You just before you started working for my dad. Like about half a year before that, you got the kitty, and you yeah. I kind of want a cat. I've been feeding this fucker around here. I thought he was homeless, but the other day I saw him following this human around like crazy, and I'm like, oh, so I guess I shouldn't be feeding that stranger cat. Whatever.
Antiquity. How does it function?
Here, let me show you my video. I've got to go to my studio first. Oh shit. Boom. So this is the content, right? The most recent one. Okay, so I've only just implemented. Yeah, I know, best buddy. Yeah, definitely cat, man. Yeah, man. I had two brother cats in Mississauga last time I lived there. Lived in South Down Road, and they were brothers, Pickle and Milo. His name was Pickle Rick, and they're brothers. They're Siamese, but they came out black. And yeah, they were sick, but I had to go back to Mexico. It was calling me. They calling me, nigga. Katie got some big old titties. Correction. I had sex with Katie too. Yeah, man. Doing a retaining wall. I know where you learn those skills and trades. There you go. That kid. I'm just talking with strangers online. Some of them pay to see my dick. You know? But anyway, this one's my video. I gotta go in here and copy this shit. Hang on. Hang on. All right, there it is. So this is my most recent. I'm not exactly the most proud of this one. I'm more proud of the videos that came before this, because the ones that came before this video, which is not, you're getting an exclusive preview. It's not released on YouTube until Monday, but make sure you subscribe, dude. Let's just get it going. But yeah, this one's all.
What's up?
This one is 100% done with AI. I was even this close to using the clone voice AI, dude. This is spooky shit. So I put in a couple recordings into this voice cloner, and I pay for it. It's a paid service. Holy shit, is it accurate, man? It is weird. But anyway, this one's mine.
Up, beautiful
I decided to use my own voice, but everything else is pretty much AI.
people. Welcome back to Squanch with Justin, where we get into all the weirdest stuff the history books don't tell you. Today we're diving into something that's been fucking with scholars for centuries. No, it's not their student loan interest rates. It's the Yich Manuscript. Yeah, that creepy little book with doodles of weird plants, naked ladies bathing like they're in some medieval spa, and a language so uncrackable it makes Game of Thrones Dothraki look like basic bitch French. You already know how this is going to go. By the end of this, you're going to want to get some popcorn, Google everything I just told you, and then probably fall into a deep, dark Reddit hole. But before that, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and because I'm not making you decode some cryptic language to get this.
See, this script for this video, I actually asked ChatGPT to give me something that sounds a little bit like that Fragrant. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Fragrant channel. Amazing stuff. Guy's a fucking genius. Just as some fucking wop fucking mouthpiece talking shit about the events today and the conspiracies and all that. But guy's on point. And listen, the script actually came up pretty clever.
You better hit that notification bell to stay in the loop. All right, let's jump into this mystery, controversy, and shit talking, because the Yich Manuscript might just be the world's biggest prank. Or maybe the answer to life itself. Who knows? No one. That's the problem. All right, first, what is this thing? The Yich Manuscript is a cryptic 240-page book that looks like someone's drunk uncle made an alien-themed coloring book. No joke. It's written in a language no one understands. And when I say no one, I'm not talking about one friend who failed Spanish 3 times in high school. I'm talking about top-tier cryptologists. I'm talking about geniuses, code breakers, the people who cracked the Nazi Enigma machine. They're all looking at this thing and being like, yeah, nah, I'm out. The manuscript was found in 1912 by this guy named Wilfrid Yich. Because why name it something easy, like the big old mysterious book of mysteries, when we can just name it after the guy who happened to buy it? This guy was a book dealer, aka someone who buys and sells rare books, which sounds sketchy to me already. Like, how are you buying ancient manuscripts like people buy sneakers from a Foot Locker drop-off? Now, Wilfrid was stoked. He was like, yo, I got something hot here. He was all over it. This dude thought he had just found the key to some next level ancient knowledge, or at least a sick NFT concept. But plot twist, he had no idea what the fuck it's.
So like you can tell, I can tell when I'm listening to it. You could probably tell too, because you know me well, that like I'm slowing down my speech. I'm purposefully, and it sounds so awkward to me. So the next, I think it's the Amityville Horror House is the next video that I'm doing. I have to do the voiceover after this live. I've stuffed it with words. Like I'm like, I gotta fill these, 10 to 15 minute videos with words. I can't just because anyway, keep listening. You'll know, I can hear it. It's so cringeworthy.
Said either. Here's where the shit gets real. Over the years, everyone from historians to conspiracy theorists to probably that one guy from Ancient Alien,
Dick,
has even thrown his 2 cents into this damn book. I'm talking every wild theory you can imagine. And trust me, the Reddit community for the Yich Manuscript goes hard. So let's break it down. Some people think it's a medicinal guide. Like, hey, here's how to cure that medieval rash you got from whatever medieval people were doing back then. Which, first of all, gross. Second, they think the weird plants and diagrams in the book are ancient herbology. Yeah, like some Hogwarts shit, except way less useful since nobody knows what any of the plants are. We've got historians saying, oh, these...
Dude, I got to tell you this. I know out of anybody that I know, you'll appreciate this the most because we were huge Seinfeld fans growing up. Every night, I get ChatGPT to make me a new Seinfeld episode, and then I get ChatGPT to read it to me because they're funny. They're actually fucking hilarious, dude.
Drawings are super stylized. Bro, they look like a 7-year-old drew them. If this is medicinal, it's like someone's giving us ancient WebMD advice with crayon drawings. But wait, it gets better. Some people think it's a book for women's health, specifically midwives. Yep, you heard me. Naked women in bathtubs could actually be some medieval spa day meets gynecology textbook. Imagine getting your medical advice from a book that looks like a Pinterest fan. Oh, you've got a fever? Just soak in this vague bath drawn by a child with a broken wrist. Now we've got the theory that...
Hey, dude, if you have some people that you could share this with, some people that are into the paranormal, share this live with them. They'll have access to my YouTube. And then in the description of my YouTube channel is all my fucking socials on these subjects. And you can add me to Discord if you got a Discord, man. Like, fucking, I'm bumping on all cylinders, man. Try me.
This is some high-level
share it around,
Leonardo da Vinci work. Oh, yeah, because it's always Leonardo da Vinci, right? Whenever some historical mystery...
I'll tell you the plan of this channel. I just started it 2 months ago. I'm making these 33 videos on... different, like basically the last 2 years of American history, all the mysteries, you know. And then after that, I'm getting into more esoteric subjects like the moon and things like that. Kramer burst the door. Yeah, it's great. It's great, dude. ChatGPT's the fucking king, man. What's up, y'all?
Comes up, people act like...
I'm actually live on Bigo as well right now.
Da Vinci was just running around in the 15th century being an artist, a scientist, a code breaker, a time traveler, vampire slayer, and the author of a...
You ask ChatGPT to make an episode about you.
Secret manuscript. Listen, I love Da Vinci as much as the next guy. The dude was a genius. But are we really going to sit here and act like he had time to write some gibberish language about plants that don't exist while he was inventing helicopters 400 years too early? Come on, fam. Let the man paint the Mona Lisa in peace. And here it is, the conspiracy theory we've all been waiting for. Aliens. Because of course, fucking aliens. This theory is the Hail Mary of the Yich Manuscript. When in doubt, it's space people. So apparently those scholars, well, internet scholars, let's be real, think the language of the manuscript is too advanced for humans to understand. Oh, okay, sure. Because obviously, if we can't figure it out, that means extraterrestrials are behind it. You heard it here first, folks. If you failed calculus, blame ET. But really, it's wild how many people are convinced this is an alien manual. Like, here's how to grow Martian kale, make some intergalactic smoothies, and take care of your spaceship health. Come on, guys. Have you seen this book? It's not even in Comic Sans. It's written in what looks like medieval version of Wingdings. You're telling me that aliens came all the way to give us a book that looks like doodles on a bathroom stall? I'm calling bullshit. All right, buckle up.
I cannot wait till the next episode is released. Honestly, I hate the way I'm speaking. It's so slow.
Because here's where I'm really going to go off. What if, and stick with me here, the whole thing is a sick prank? You ever think about that? Like, what if some medieval dude was bored out of his skull one day, decided to throw a little chaos into the world, and just started writing down random shit to mess with the future? People act like hoaxes are some modern thing, but medieval trolls existed too, right? And if anyone's pulling a long con here, it's the original owner, Holy Roman Emperor Rudolph II. Yeah, that guy. He paid a fat stack of gold to buy this thing back in the day. Homeboy thought he had a magical book of secrets. Meanwhile, the dude who sold it to him probably doing this 16th century version of a TikTok prank, laughing his ass off with a mug of ale. If you ask me, this book is the original Ligma. Yeah, it's a Ligma joke from the Middle Ages, and we've all fallen for it for centuries. What's next? Are we going to find out the pyramids is just an Egyptian meme, and Stonehenge is a giant game of Jenga that was never finished? I mean, damn. Here's another spicy theory. Wilfred Vonage, the guy who found the book, might have been in on it too. Yeah, you heard me. People act like he just discovered this thing, but maybe, just maybe, my guy Wilfred was scheming, yo. He was a book dealer, y'all. Dude was flipping manuscripts like he was a sneaker hustler. And you think he wouldn't throw in some creative marketing to up the value? Oh, look at me. I just found a super mysterious book. No, I didn't know what it says. But hey, it's got to be worth something, somewhere, right? Yeah, sure, Wilfred. And I'm Santa Claus. I'm telling you, the whole thing smells like a setup. I mean, how else do you explain it? The fact that scholars have been looking at this thing for well over 100 years and it's still unsolved. Meanwhile, the same scholars are solving codes left, right, and center, yet they can't crack this. It's like trying to beat a video game on expert mode with the cheat codes unlocked. Guys, this is getting wild, right? So before I drop more heat, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment if you think aliens, trolls, or Leonardo da Vinci wrote this whole mess. I want to know what you think because my head is about to explode over here. So where does this leave us? I'll tell you where. It leaves us with one undeniable truth. The Vonage manuscript is the world's greatest mystery, or the world's most expensive prank. Let's be real here. Whenever something doesn't make sense, follow the money. And trust me, there's a lot of cash tied to this mystery. Scholars, collectors, and even the entertainment industry have been capitalizing on this cryptic book for centuries. You've got people out here writing papers, making documentaries, selling books, all trying to decode this thing that could very well be bullshit. I mean, let's face it. The Vonage manuscript is like the Fire Festival for historical documents. Lots of hype and zero payoff. And look, I'm not saying I've got it all figured out, but if you ask me, the dude who sold it to Emperor Rudolph back in the day was probably just some medieval hype beast, flipping a useless manuscript for a stack of gold. Meanwhile, we're over here in 2024 still trying to figure out if it's an ancient scientific journal. Some shit to mess with.
I'm rubbing two sticks together. You're walking around with a Zippo. What the fuck just happened there, Dutch?
Let's face it. The Vonage manuscript is like the Fire Force still trying to figure out if it's an ancient scientific journal, an alien instruction manual, or medieval IKEA catalog. Okay, hold up. I got one last theory for you. If you thought this was the end of the controversy, buckle up because I'm about to throw you a big curveball. What if, and stay with me here, this whole
That's a big word there, sunshine. Ho, ho, ho.
undecipherable manuscript thing is just a modern day scam? Yeah. I said it. What if we've got some modern day hoaxer out here adding pages to the book, keeping the mystery alive to sell more books, documentaries, and coffee table replicas? I mean, think about it. How do we even know all 240 pages are?
You're welcome to come down to Mexico where I'm at, my brother. Stay here for a few weeks if you fucking need to get away from the old city. You know, I've done my last retaining wall. I'm going to Mexico.
From the original. What if some art school dropout found the Vonage manuscript in his grandma's attic and decided to throw in a couple doodles to mess with us? Maybe the real genius behind the Vonage manuscript isn't some medieval monk. It's whomever's keeping this hype train rolling in the 21st century. Hell, if I was sitting on $1 million mystery book, I'd probably milk that cash cow too. Forget about solving it. Keep it unsolved. Keep the money coming, baby. All right, now that I've blown your mind with all these theories, some legit, some wild, here's what I need you to do. If you're feeling the vibe of this crazy dive into historical nonsense, hit that subscribe button. Your theory
When I'm a YouTube superstar.
on what the Vonage manuscript really is, and share the video with friends who love a good mystery, or at least a good scam. Don't let me be the only one staying up at night thinking about this medieval enigma. And if you decode the thing after watching this, bro, just give me a shout out in your Nobel Prize speech, all right? Look, at the end of the day, the Vonage manuscript might be the biggest troll in history, or it might actually contain some world-changing knowledge that we just can't understand. Either way, it's given us all a headache. And for now, that's what makes it fun. Until next time, stay curious Stay skeptical, and remember, if someone's trying to sell you a book that you can't even read, they might just be scamming you. Peace out, weirdos. We'll see you next time. Emeritus. So yeah, the other ones, like I'm more proud. The one I'm most proud of is the I don't know. I think maybe the Oak Island. I'm most proud of that one. I still kick myself for not going. Yeah, buddy. When I hit it big. Oh, dude, there's more than one. You know. So it's a good place. Good place to be. Especially for Jose. Okay, they got some big gold titties. Ah, 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 ah. I don't want to watch this one again. Let's go. This is the channel real quick before you go. Yeah, there you go. Look at all these nice videos. Let's go to the video section here. These fucking thumbnails are harder than a lot of people think. These ones are the shitty ones. These are the first wave of videos. These are all deleting. These are all I'm deleting very soon. But yeah, it's not a bad looking channel for what, a month and a half, 2 months in. Yeah, so these are when the videos they start to get more right here. So 1 month ago, right? Only 200 views, right? 300 views, things like that. But it's only a month, you know? Should be all right, man. Oh shit, what do you say here? Gato. Yeah. Well, they don't call it pussy now, but you're close. See, look at that. I got 2 extra followers today. I mean, 2 extra subscribers today. That's great. Every time I go live, it really helps the channel quite a bit. And I keep forgetting about that aspect of it. Because I go live on Bigo all the time. Like I'm live right now over here. This has been my main source of income. Mobile streaming for 2 years. I paid my rent, food, shopping, phone, smokes, weed, beer. Thank you to this app. But now the app is like throwing the book at me. It's saying that, you're in Mexico and you can't get the fucking, support from the agency anymore. They're not going to give you what's called agency PKs anymore. So I still make about $600 a month just on Bigo itself, American, which is pretty good. But it's nothing like it used to be. I was making I think on average, I made about 3,000 American dollars every month. But that's like some months are really, really good and some months are not so good. But you have to be careful if you're going to start this. If you're going to start anything online, talk to me first. I've done it all, brother. Done it all. I like the lazy man fucking dollar, and I've been taking advantage of that like crazy. And now that AI is here, it's only going to get better, Yeah. In Mexico, it's a real nice fucking treat. So let's break it down for you like this. 3,000 American divided by 17. No, not divided. Sorry. 3,000 times 17. Now, why am I multiplying it by 17? Because that's the exchange rate for the American dollar. So that gives me 50,000 pesos. In order to live and live, comfortably, you need about 18,000 pesos per month. So that extra 30,000 pesos is fucking parlay money, buddy. So cleaning lady, you get your neighbor to cook for you if you want. It's all good. Yeah, man, you can fucking
anytime. Give me a shout, bud. It's not like I'm not going to say that mobile streaming apps are like the be all and end all, because they're not. And like, if you're new and you gain some traction and some popularity, it's really up to you to not only hold that popularity, but you can never stop finding new people to watch your live stream. It's really a it's a full-time job. Like a lot of people say, oh, it's a full-time job. And they're full of shit. But this one is really, it's like even over a full-time job. You have to literally breathe Bigo to want to be there, want to be making the money. You know, you got to wake up and get online, even if you're really not into it, man. When you're like at first, especially trying to get that audience, you got to stay live, go live, stay live. It's always my first piece of advice. But you know, at the same time, if you have like a small TikTok following, you should do both. You should go live on both and grow at the same time on both Bigo Live and TikTok. Because honestly, dude, right now it's way after COVID was where these online mobile streaming apps are really blowing up. It's all over now. COVID is finished. It is a thing of the past, and yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same. So if you are getting online now, getting used to it, talk to me first. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and give me a private message or an email, and talk to me first, because there's a lot of valleys that will just take your time. And then like a lot of people feel super jaded from these online streaming apps because they feel like once they give them so much time that the app owes them so much money, and it's really not the case. Like there's so many parameters, so many hoops you have to jump through before actually making it happen, putting money in your account, right? But you follow me, let me know when you wanted to get started doing anything like that, buddy. I'll definitely help you out, man. The Skinwalker Ranch. Oh, Calmac, I'll show you one last one. I know you got to go, but you know that movie trailer guy in the 90s, you know, in the city you must fight to survive. Anyway, I did a whole trailer in that voice. One morning I woke up, my voice was all raspy. I'm like, oh, I'm taking advantage of this.
In a world shrouded in mystery, where the truth is hidden in plain sight, the Secret Space program unfolds. Join us as we uncover the shocking revelations of whistleblowers Corey Good and William Tompkins. They've seen what the government doesn't want you to know: advanced spacecrafts, off-world colonies, and a cosmic battle for humanity's future. Is the truth out there, or is it buried deep within classified files? Discover the hidden agenda behind the scenes. Are we alone in the universe, or are the answers closer than we think? The truth is out there, and it's hiding in plain sight.
Yeah, that's my voice. Yeah, I got another one where I do like a cowboy. I don't like it as much.
Nestled in the heart of Utah's desert lies a place shrouded in mystery, where UFOs roam and the paranormal runs wild. Skinwalker Ranch, where the wildest things you never believed are happening.
I know.
Or even scientists have seen things that defy explanation. Aliens, shapeshifters, even portals to other dimensions. Just another Tuesday here at Skinwalker Ranch. Why did the cows keep coming back? Seriously, they must know by now. Is it a government cover-up, an ancient curse, or something more otherworldly? Hit that subscribe button to join me, Justin, as we deep dive into the craziest mysteries of all time. Join us Thursday, September 12th, 2024. We'll tell you everything you need to know about Skinwalker Ranch. See you then.
So that's another place where I go live right there, live on Kick, 7 a.m. in the morning, every morning. I do 2 hours there, and then I do 2 hours here live, and then I get to my videos. And at the same time, live on Bigo. So it's like, if I were to flip around the camera and show you the actual studio here, you'd love it, man. Anyway, that's another one, the preview.
What happened to the Roanoke colony? 115 settlers vanished without a trace in 1587, leaving only one word behind: Croatoan. Was it a hostile attack, a desperate escape, or something far?
There's so much competition in that field, man. Like, it'd be nice, but you know, here on YouTube, I can do it. I can do voiceover work for my own video. Why the fuck would I want to do it for someone else? If I'm the one gonna put the blood and the sweat and the tears into this whole thing. And you know, I'll tell you what's awesome is, like, the hardest job in making these videos is the actual editing process, right? I know a lot of people, there's AI out there to help you do it. Yeah, you know what? I looked into AI when I first got into this, and I was like, okay, I see AI. It definitely is in my future. But I wanted to really edit these videos myself and get to the nitty gritty before, because it's not like you can just, you know, take these videos that are made by AI and just throw them online. Like, I have to do, like the video that I just showed you about the Yich Manuscript. I had to do a lot of work, a lot of editing on that, on top of the AIs that I've paid for to help me make that video. Like I said, that's the first one using any sort of AI at all. Well, actually, no. The scripts that I'm reading are from ChatGPT. Not 100%, but like 85, 90%.
What happened to the Roanoke colony? 115.
Come on, bitch. Bermuda Triangle.
What if I told you the Bermuda Triangle might be hiding secrets we barely scratched the surface of? Recent discoveries and new evidence are shaking up everything we thought we knew about this legendary enigma. From inexplicable disappearances to...
I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear it clear as day. That was recorded in my old apartment. My old apartment had an echo to it, man. It was just bare walls. This is, you know, ground level, open fucking concept. It's no echo at all, man. It's so much nicer for the audio.
Mind-blowing scientific theories. The Bermuda Triangle remains one of the biggest mysteries of our time.
But as you can see as well, everything is low. Like, all the viewership is low. I haven't had a lot of watch hours. I haven't been concentrating on it the last 2 weeks, man. It's been so fucking sick. You have no idea. Dengue fever, man. I do not recommend that shit. Not fun.
Hey everyone, did you catch the latest Full Send podcast with Elon Musk? Let's dive into the wild rabbit hole he explored about the Ice Age. Elon Musk dropped some mind-blowing insight about the Ice Ages, suggesting they could be linked to ancient technologies or even extraterrestrial influences. Imagine the Ice Ages not just as a climate event, but as a cosmic puzzle involving advanced civilization or alien interactions. Musk's theories challenge conventional wisdom and open up new possibilities about our past and the universe. So what do you think? Are the Ice Ages more than just a geological event? Could they be connected to ancient tech or aliens? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more intriguing content. Keep squanching, everybody.
In a world shrouded in mystery, where the truth is hidden in plain sight, the secret space program unfolds. Join us as we uncover the shocking revelations of whistleblowers Corey Good and William Tompkins. They've seen what the government doesn't want you to know: advanced spacecrafts, off-world colonies, and a cosmic battle for humanity's future. Is the truth out there, or is it buried deep within classified files? Discover the hidden agenda behind the scenes. Are we alone?
So you can hear the echo in that last one.
In the universe, or are the answers closer than we think? The truth is out there, and it's hiding in plain sight.
If it's true that humanity's greatest fear are the things that we don't understand, then there's a document out there in the world that should absolutely terrify us. In fact, it's already considered by many to be the most mysterious book ever discovered. Not only is it seemingly written in a language that no one on our planet speaks or reads, but no record of anyone having ever used it exists. Each page has illustrations of living organisms or mysterious figures, but this just adds to the bewilderment that people feel as they try to understand what the book is even for. Maybe it's a map to a lost civilization, or a creepy fairy tale from a community that was long ago wiped out. Or perhaps it's a warning that we can lose the life that's all around us in the same way that the author did so long ago. Normally, we look to books to get answers, but this book gives us nothing more but questions. Who wrote it? Where did it come from? And above all else, what is the purpose of the book? This is the Dark Chronicles. The unsolved mystery of the Voynich Manuscript. Also known as the Beinecke MS-408, this already unsettling and mysterious document, like many of its time, wasn't created using trees or other plants. It was made from living creatures. The pages of the manuscript are vellum, a writing material that's made up of prepared animal skin or membrane, which was considered to be a higher quality back then when the creation of the document took place. Studies of the manuscript conducted in 2014, including protein testing, revealed that the parchment used was created specifically from at least 14 entire calf skins. Each page received so much care and attention that it would be difficult to determine which side is the skin side and which side is the flesh side if writing and drawings weren't present. Modern scientific techniques, including carbon dating, have established that the manuscript was created sometime between 1404 and 1438, with materials sourced in or near Italy. This means that it was made in the creative juggernaut that was the Italian Renaissance. Although it's an impressive 240 pages in length, there's evidence to suggest that some pages were removed long ago. They were either eliminated by the author while editing the text or torn out by a previous reader who perhaps didn't want a secret held in the ink and paint to be revealed. Additionally, with the structure of the book varying page to page, including parts that physically fold out, it's been a topic of debate as to the exact number. Some experts also believe that due to these folds and numerous times the document has been handled, the pages may no longer be in the original order, adding to the difficulty of trying to understand it. While the mysteries surrounding the book vastly outweigh the facts that we do know about it, that doesn't mean that we know nothing. Although the words have yet to be deciphered, certain conclusions regarding the subject matter of the manuscript can be drawn. For instance, the contents of the medieval document can be sorted into 6 categories, or sections: botanicals and plant life, astrology and astral charts, human biology and maternity, geographical and cosmological forms, pharmaceuticals, and several pages of text broken up with the occasional star-shaped drawing. Of course, what any of this means is still up for debate. The Voynich manuscript was named after Wilfrid Michael Voynich, a Polish revolutionary and book lover who actually owned and operated one of the largest rare book businesses in the world from 1898 until his passing in 1930. He claimed to have acquired the mysterious manuscript in 1912 while he was visiting the Villa Mondragone, a famous residence located just 20 kilometers outside of Rome in Italy. Though it was a beloved getaway for powerful people, including Pope Gregory XIII, the villa was desperate for income, so members of the Jesuit order, a religious group of clerics who owned the place, decided to quietly sell some of the organization's holdings. Wilfrid Voynich made a number of purchases, including 30 manuscripts of varying lengths, one of which would go on to be called the Voynich Manuscript. While he knew he had a unique artifact in his possession, Wilfrid Voynich did not reveal the manuscript to the world until 1915, 3 years after he acquired it. To this day, it's known as the most famous of Voynich's possessions. The Voynich manuscript is written like a modern book, with over 38,000 looping, handwritten words carefully jotted down from left to right across pages, though the text itself is in a language nobody on Earth has been able to identify, let alone decode. Numerous experts in fields such as linguistics, botany, and psychology have tried and failed to determine what's written in the book or even just what its purpose is. Even amazing codebreakers such as Elizabeth Smith Friedman and her husband William Frederick Friedman of the United States and John Tiltman of Great Britain, who were instrumental in deciphering various enemy-coded messages during World War I and II, attempted to unlock the secrets of the Voynich manuscript. But they too were unsuccessful. More modern attempts have made use of machine learning, hoping a computer can conquer what so many human brains have been unable to. But yet again, no progress has been reported. Thus, to this day, the writing in the book has never been deciphered, and not one of the many hypotheses put forward about it has ever been verified. So, why are so many experts obsessed with a single book? Solving a 600-year-old mystery obviously comes with epic bragging rights, but for cryptographers, cracking the code of the Voynich manuscript is the ultimate proof that they are at the top of their game within their particular field of study. For others, it's the ultimate achievement in artificial intelligence or other digital technologies. The ultimate test of the intelligence of a machine would be to let it solve a mystery no human mind could figure out. Nearly every page in the book contains at least one illustration, many of them leaves, trees, flowers, and other botanical elements. However, many of the plants depicted don't seem to have a real-world counterpart. In fact, there are 113 plants depicted in the pages of the Voynich manuscript that remain unidentified. It's as if the book is meant to document some kind of plant life from another world. Could it be that the individual or individuals who wrote the Voynich manuscript and drew the bizarre pictures are from a parallel world? Or perhaps they're from a world that is not Earth at all, but another planet entirely. We could be looking at a reference guide depicting some of the living things we'd see if we could travel to a planet that the document is from. Another theory suggests that the book isn't from another dimension, but actually from a different time. Imagine if a time traveler came back from a distant future only to find that they've irrevocably altered the timeline, and thus certain things don't evolve the way that they did in the original timeline. Meanwhile, there are some who feel the manuscript was created by a secret society who only accepts members who are resourceful and sharp-minded enough to read between the lines and see the book's true meaning. Today, the Voynich manuscript is kept safely within the walls of Yale University at the Beinecke Library, where students and experts alike can try their hand at cracking the code behind the most mysterious book on Earth. However, if you feel your skills are up to the task, you can try decrypting the document yourself. The entire manuscript has been uploaded to the internet for you to peruse, but be warned, these pages have drawn many to them, many who have spent so much time going over every pen stroke and crease in the animal skin it's made in search of an answer. With all the mystery surrounding the Voynich manuscript, it's no wonder that many believe it to be cursed or haunted. Some individuals who owned the book at one point or another found themselves experiencing bouts of misfortune, including the loss of loved ones and financial ruin. Others blamed the coded pages for the loss of certain individuals' mental health, claiming that their attempts to understand the pure madness in the text consequently drove them mad. Could the document be a form of initiation into a collective of lost souls? Or is a dark spirit somehow attached to the manuscript and tormenting those brash enough to try and read what they never could? So, is it a secret code, a recipe book, or is the whole thing an ancient practical joke played on those desperate to prove their intelligence? Whatever the answer is, we may never know it in our lifetime. Even with the insane advancements in what we've seen in machine learning and AI, we still don't seem to be any closer in determining what this book is for or what any of the thousands of words it contains means. All of that said, it's probably best that you keep your distance from it, else the curse or spirits take you away, losing your soul within the mysterious pages of the Voynich manuscript. But that's all for this time. If you guys want to watch more of this series, The Dark Chronicles, be sure to click one of the links on your screen.
Nestled among the vast collection of the Beinecke Rare Book and Manuscript Library at Yale University lies a peculiar artifact, the Voynich Manuscript. Named after Wilfrid Voynich, the antiquarian bookseller who acquired it in 1912, this medieval codex stands out not for its age or beautiful illustrations, but for the mystery it presents. Believed to have been created in the early 1400s and spanning approximately 240 pages, the Voynich Manuscript is filled with illustrations of unknown plants, star constellations, intricate alchemical symbols, and bathing women, alongside a written script that, despite the best efforts of linguists, code breakers, and historians over the past century, remains undeciphered. Its origins, purpose, and the meaning of its content remain a mystery, leading some to deem it the world's most mysterious book. The manuscript's pages tell of an author with a keen interest in the natural world, perhaps hinting at an early form of scientific inquiry. Yet without the ability to understand the text, the exact intentions behind these images remain speculative. The Voynich Manuscript transcends mere curiosity. It challenges our understanding of ancient civilizations, their knowledge, and the ways of documenting the world around them. The Voynich Manuscript, with its dimensions of approximately 23.5 by 16.2 by 5 centimeters, is a relatively compact book, but it packs a wealth of enigmatic content within its bounds. Bound in a sturdy vellum cover, the manuscript consists of roughly 240 pages, although it's believed that several pages might have been lost over time. Upon opening the manuscript, one is immediately struck by its detailed illustrations, carefully rendered in vibrant hues. The parchment pages, made from calfskin, have gracefully aged to a warm, creamy tone. They're filled with a consistent yet unreadable script written from left to right with a rhythmic flow suggestive of a real language. The glyphs used in the script are intricate, looping and swirling in patterns unlike any known alphabetic system. The illustrations, arguably the most captivating aspect of the manuscript, are painted in green, blue, yellow, and red, depicting a diverse range of subjects. There are botanical drawings of plants, some of which don't correspond to any known species on Earth. Astronomical diagrams feature constellations and celestial bodies accompanied by mysterious radiating circles and what appears to be star darts. Nymphs and bathing women, some interconnected by elaborate plumbing systems, populate certain sections. There are also complex geometric shapes that suggest alchemical or medicinal processes. The book's construction implies a methodical approach. It appears to be organized into sections, each possibly dedicated to a specific theme: botanical, astronomical, balneological, cosmological, and pharmaceutical. The meticulous nature of its illustrations and the systematic layout suggest that the manuscript was a labor of love, possibly the work of a team, and definitely intended for a specific purpose. Yet, without comprehension of the text, the exact nature of that purpose remains one of the manuscript's many enigmas. Making up the majority of the manuscript, the botanical section is awash with intricate illustrations of various plants. Curiously, numerous plants depicted don't seem to correlate with any recognized species on our planet. Each illustration is often complemented by elaborate paragraphs and labels, potentially revealing insights, uses, or inherent attributes of the respective plant. The botanical drawings stand out for not just their meticulous details, but also for their imaginative representation, with some seeming more like whimsical combinations than true-to-life portrayals. The depth and precision of these drawings underscores their significance in the manuscript, perhaps hinting at their medicinal applications, cultural relevance, or symbolic meanings. The astronomical segment of the manuscript is adorned with diagrams bearing a striking resemblance to celestial maps, highlighting suns, moons, stars, and potentially planets. Intriguingly, these diagrams are often interspersed with diminutive human figures or cryptic symbols. A particularly noteworthy feature is the sequence of 12 diagrams echoing zodiacal emblems, each interwoven with 30 nymph-esque figures, possibly alluding to the days of a month. The celestial depictions present a captivating blend of familiar astrological symbols and mysterious patterns. Their intricate design and interplay with nymph-like entities suggest a profound correlation to either astrological beliefs or lunar calendars. However, the true intent and significance behind these celestial diagrams continue to be a subject of speculation and wonder. The cosmological section is replete with enigmatic circular diagrams, including fold-out pages that hint at a multi-layered representation of the universe. With designs that bear a semblance to mandalas or rosettes, they may be emblematic of spiritual cosmologies, metaphysical constructs, or even geographic mappings. The intricate nature of these illustrations fuels speculations about their significance, with theories ranging from celestial observations to meditative spiritual diagrams. The pharmaceutical segment of the manuscript showcases meticulously illustrated plant components, ranging from roots and seeds to leaves and fruit. Paired with illustrations of assorted vessels and containers, the depictions evoke a manual dedicated to the art of alchemy or the preparation of herbal remedies. The detailed nature of these drawings underscores their potential application, hinting at a profound understanding of medicinal or alchemical practices. A distinct section of the manuscript presents illustrations teeming with small female figures, predominantly unclothed, immersed in a network of interlinked pools or water basins. The illustrations hint at possible ritualistic or therapeutic water ceremonies.
Okay, I've counted the word hint 6 times so far, and there's only been 7 minutes in the video. That's hilarious.
This section of the Voynich manuscript stands apart in its uniqueness. The depicted scenes of women engaged in communal interactions amidst elaborate water systems spark intrigue and speculation. The interpretation of these visuals vary, with theories oscillating between spiritual water rites, fertility ceremonies, to early medicinal bath practices. The manuscript concludes with pages that seem to list recipes. This section contains shorter paragraphs, each marked with a star in the left margin, possibly indicating separate entries or instructions. The intricacy and profound detail evident in the Voynich manuscript's illustrations and text are a testament to its allure. It gives the impression of a vast reservoir of knowledge. However, with the language and script remaining undeciphered, its true essence eludes comprehension. Soon after its rediscovery in 1912 by Wilfrid Voynich, experts speculated about the manuscript's origins and contents. Voynich himself believed it to be the work of 13th century Franciscan friar and scientist Roger Bacon. However, this theory was later dismissed with carbon dating techniques. At the heart of the mystery surrounding the Voynich manuscript lies the baffling script in which it's written. Comprising over 170,000 glyphs, this language remains undeciphered, making the manuscript the most famous unsolved code in the world of cryptology. The script is written from left to right, and while some of the characters bear a vague resemblance to Latin letters or numerals, the majority are completely unique to this manuscript. The symbols are elegant and fluid, suggesting a practiced hand that wrote with ease, indicating the script was meaningful and coherent. Textual analysis of the manuscript reveals certain patterns and redundancies characteristic of natural languages. Some symbols appear more frequently, some are commonly found at the beginning or end of words, and there are even apparent prefixes and suffixes. Such patterns have led many to believe the text is not gibberish, but conveys meaningful content. Despite the patterns, the language has defied conventional linguistic techniques. No one has successfully matched it to known languages, and while there's a clear structure, it's unlike anything linguists have encountered. Additionally, there are no noticeable corrections or errors in the manuscript, which is unusual for a text of its length. Given the manuscript's resistance to translation, many have theorized that it's written in code. Throughout history, various cryptographic techniques have been applied to the text, but none have yielded a conclusive decipherment. Some suggest it could be a substitution cipher, where each glyph stands for a letter in a known language, while others believe it might employ a more complex form of encryption. During and after World War II, some of the best cryptographers who had been instrumental in decoding enemy communications tried their hand at the manuscript. William Friedman, who led the U.S. Army's code-breaking unit, spent years working on it, yet even he couldn't crack its code. With the advent of computers and advanced algorithms, researchers have employed statistical methods to analyze the text. These techniques, which have been useful in decoding other ancient scripts, look for patterns that might reveal the manuscript's underlying language or cipher. Yet the Voynich text remains resistant to even these sophisticated methods. Due to the inability to decode the language, some skeptics propose that the manuscript is a sophisticated hoax or a deliberately constructed nonsense script. They argue that the manuscript was created as a form of medieval gibberish meant to intrigue and perplex, or even to swindle buyers with a seemingly profound but ultimately meaningless text. Though largely viewed with skepticism, there is a fringe theory that posits an extraterrestrial origin for the manuscript. Proponents of this idea point to the otherworldly nature of the illustrations and the inexplicable script. Another hypothesis is that the manuscript was written in a now lost or obscure language, using an equally rare script. This would make it a unique relic of a forgotten civilization or cultural group. It's also possible that the manuscript was written in a deeply personal code or shorthand by its author. This could be a mnemonic device or a method of keeping the information private, known only to the writer or a select few. Recognizing the complexity of the challenge, many have called for a more collaborative approach. Digitized versions of the manuscript are now available online, enabling enthusiasts worldwide to join in the decoding efforts. Online forums and communities have sprung up where ideas, theories, and findings are regularly shared and debated. The mystery of the Voynich manuscript's language has captured the imagination of codebreakers, linguists, and enthusiasts for over a century. Its tantalizing combination of logical structure and inscrutability challenges the notion of what language is, and it underscores the profound human desire to seek meaning even in the face of the inexplicable. The enigmatic nature of the Voynich manuscript has led to widespread speculation and numerous theories about its origins. Given the extensive botanical and astronomical illustrations, some believe the manuscript could be an alchemical text. Alchemists often use cryptic symbolism and language to guard their secrets, which might explain the manuscript's unreadable script. The intricate botanical drawings have led others to theorize that the manuscript is a medieval herbal manual. This theory is supported by the presence of diagrams resembling known herbs, albeit with imaginative variations. Carbon dating has placed the manuscript's creation in the early 15th century, which provides some context for its possible origins. However, until its code is cracked or more definitive evidence surfaces, the true beginnings of the Voynich manuscript will remain one of the world's most tantalizing mysteries. Over the past few years, the Voynich manuscript has seen a renewed interest from scholars, cryptographers, and enthusiasts, leading to some intriguing developments in our understanding of this enigmatic text. With advancements in technology, researchers have turned to artificial intelligence, or AI, for help. In one study, AI algorithms suggested that the text might be written in Hebrew, but in a scrambled or coded sequence. However, subsequent translation attempts from this angle have not yielded any meaningful results. Modern botanists and historians have attempted to match the manuscript's plant illustrations with known species. While some claim to have identified specific plants native to regions like Central America, these identifications are often speculative and not universally accepted. Recently, a researcher claimed to have decoded certain sections of the manuscript using a combination of medieval medical texts and speculative linguistic rules. He proposed that the manuscript was a medical reference written in a kind of proto-Romance language. While this claim made headlines, many experts remain skeptical, and consensus about the decoding is yet to be achieved. The Voynich manuscript, with its intricate illustrations, undecipherable language, and elusive origins, remains one of the most captivating mysteries in the realm of historical texts. Despite concerted efforts spanning over a century, it's resisted all attempts at decryption. Each theory, from it being an elaborate hoax to an invaluable guide to unknown knowledge, only adds to the manifold enigma surrounding it. Its allure isn't just about deciphering the text or understanding the illustrations, but it lies in the deeper human yearning to solve the seemingly unsolvable. The manuscript stands as a testament to the limits and possibilities of human understanding, continually challenging our assumptions and methods. As technology advances and collaborative efforts expand, perhaps the day will come when the Voynich manuscript yields its secrets. Until then, it will continue to fascinate, puzzle, and inspire scholars, cryptographers, and mystery enthusiasts worldwide.
Also appears he's recording the last 10 seconds of his life. And it appears this is the reason why, Karen! Why, Karen?
Hey, 42 here. The Voynich manuscript is without a doubt one of the most mysterious, inexplicable, and downright intriguing objects on planet Earth today. It has been called a message from God, a hoax, an elaborate secret code, the product of mental illness, a treatise written in a lost language, a guide to an alien world, or simply the notebook of an eccentric scientist written in his own indecipherable shorthand. Since it came to the attention of the public a little more than 100 years ago, it has been served as the inspiration for a plethora of novels, a classical music album, several works of art, and at least one TV episode. It's even appeared as an Easter egg hidden away in more than one popular video game franchise. And yet, this strange artifact, whose story spans centuries and touches the lives of some of history's most colourful characters, is nothing more than a simple book about the size of a modern paperback. If you were to visit Yale's Beinecke Rare Book and Manuscript Library, where the Voynich manuscript resides today, and leaf through its 240-odd vellum pages, you would find a curious, flowing script in lightly faded brown ink, surrounded on almost every page by weird and wonderful painted images depicting people, plants, animals, astrological diagrams, curious contraptions, maps to strange lands, and much more. The odd little book is split into 6 distinct sections: botanical, astrological, balneological, which relates to medicinal springs, cosmological, pharmaceutical, and recipes. All of this sounds interesting enough so far, but alone, it doesn't explain why the Voynich manuscript has attained the status of a true enigma. Nor does the fact that it's over 600 years old. There are plenty of older books out there, tucked away on dusty bookshelves in great libraries across the world, and nobody's thought to make music about any of those. No, what makes the Voynich manuscript so special is much simpler than all of that. Nobody alive has ever been able to read it. Or should I say, nobody alive has ever been able to understand it. Now, you may not be able to read the Voynich manuscript.
Okay, let's go to something else then, if we can't watch this. Now, well, I guess my stream is done.